What is ICE? ICE stands for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It is a federal law enforcement agency of the United States government that operates under the Department of Homeland Security. ICE is responsible for enforcing immigration, customs, and trade laws inside the United States and beyond its borders. Unlike border agencies that work at airports or land borders, ICE mainly operates within the country, focusing on investigations and immigration enforcement. ICE has two main divisions. The first is Homeland Security Investigations, which deals with serious crimes such as human trafficking, drug smuggling, cybercrime, financial fraud, weapons trafficking, and transnational organized crime. The second is Enforcement and Removal Operations, which handles immigration arrests, detention, and deportation of non-citizens who are found to be violating U.S. immigration laws. ICE employs more than 20,000 personnel and operates hundreds of offices across the United States and in several foreign countries. It enforces over 400 federal laws and plays a major role in U.S. internal security and immigration control. What is the history behind ICE? The creation of ICE is directly linked to the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. After the attacks, the United States government concluded that its existing security and immigration systems were fragmented and poorly coordinated. To address this, the U.S. Congress passed the Homeland Security Act in November 2002. This law led to the formation of the Department of Homeland Security in 2003, representing the largest restructuring of the U.S. government since the Second World War. As part of this restructuring, 22 separate agencies were merged into the new department. Immigration and customs responsibilities were reorganized, and ICE was officially established on March 1, 2003. ICE combined the investigative functions of the former U.S. Customs Service with the enforcement responsibilities of the former Immigration and Naturalization Service. For the first time in U.S. history, one agency was given both civil and criminal authority to enforce immigration and customs laws. Over the years, ICE expanded its role and budget. Its focus increased on internal enforcement, workplace inspections, gang-related operations, and cooperation with local law enforcement agencies. Programs such as Secure Communities allowed local police arrest data to be shared with federal immigration authorities. These expansions also brought controversy. Critics accused ICE of racial profiling, excessive detention, and human rights violations, while supporters argued that the agency was necessary for law enforcement and national security. By the late 2010s, ICE had become a central subject of political and public debate in the United States, with calls for reform, limitation of powers, or even abolition. Today, ICE remains a powerful but highly contested institution, symbolizing the broader tension between national security, immigration control, and civil liberties. Why ICE became central to U.S. immigration and politics. Immigration has long been part of the United States, but it became a major political issue in the late 20th century as legal immigration rules tightened while economic demand for migrant labor remained high. As a result, the number of people living in the U.S. without legal status steadily increased through the 1980s and 1990s. After the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, immigration was increasingly linked to national security. In response, the U.S. government passed the Homeland Security Act in 2002 and created the Department of Homeland Security in 2003. Within this new system, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, was established to enforce immigration and customs laws inside the country. Before the 2000s, the undocumented population was already growing, reaching several million by the end of the 1990s. After 2000, the numbers increased more sharply. By around 2007, the population of people living in the U.S. without legal status was estimated at over 12 million. In the early 2020s, estimates rose further, reaching around 14 million, the highest level recorded. This growth exposed long-standing problems in U.S. immigration policy, including limited legal pathways, slow asylum processing, and repeated failure of comprehensive reform by the government. As political agreement stalled, enforcement became the main response. ICE's role expanded through workplace raids, detention centers, deportations, and data sharing with local police. These actions made ICE an integral part of immigration control but also highly controversial. Supporters argue that enforcement is necessary to uphold the law and manage borders. Critics say heavy enforcement reflects government mismanagement and has created fear, social division, and human rights concerns. Today, ICE stands at the center of U.S. immigration politics, symbolizing the ongoing struggle to balance security, law enforcement, and humane migration policy.